back down from nobody. I don't care who it is. This is a brotherhood. And if we stand strong together, we can't be denied. If one of us goes down, we have another, and another, and another that's ready to fight. So let's hit this field and bang them, bang them, bang them. Somebody light me up.
It's time to huddle up. It's the Turf District Podcast. Welcome back to the Turf District, where we huddle up to talk all things Edmonton Elks and the CFL. And thank you for joining us, whether you're joining us live on YouTube or possibly joining us through Facebook or any of the other wonderful ways, Twitch. Thank you for joining us. And remember, with this, you can add your comments in wherever you are watching us, and we will try to get to some of your questions throughout the show. You also could be listening to us on Edmonton Sports Talk Radio. And if you've taken that time or downloaded the podcast, thank you very much. If you could give us some help by leaving a review, a rating, all those fun things, that would be amazing. And it is the season 12 premiere. Man, I tell you, when we started this little show back in 2015, I didn't ever think I would be saying the season 12 premiere, but here we are. And joining us, the longest, a lot other than me, I guess, co-host. There he is, one super fan. Mike, how are you, super fan?
Good. Season 12. That's crazy.
Right? Like, we've been really good friends for 12 years.
We have.
And
the show is almost old enough to learn to drive. It's crazy.
Right? Isn't that nuts? Yeah, exactly. Yep. Yeah. The show will learn to drive sooner than my children. That's great.
Yeah. Make a good scotch.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah. I'm sure it'll make an old fashioned sooner or later. I'm okay with this. Also joining us from down south, our little sister. There she is, Commissioner Kayla. How are you?
Did someone say scotch?
Yes, always.
Yeah, it's not tailgate season yet. It's getting close though.
Gotta get ready.
Well, yeah. I do want to apologize. I'm feeling a little under the weather, so I'm not going to be quite as triumphant on our season premiere, but I will give it my best.
I feel like your best or your half is better than a lot of other people. So that's the important part. That's the part that I'm excited about. Also here, our latest co-host, which is also, spreading the love of beer everywhere. There she is, Linda. Welcome back to the show, and so glad you could join us for this as well.
Wonderful to be back.
Excellent. Everybody have a good holiday season, New Year's, good break.
Busy, yes, but good.
Yeah, and ready for CFL. Let's bring it.
Aren't we all? We're all ready for it.
Exactly.
Speaking of things we're also ready for, March 7th is the CFL Family Summit. That is the day that is it's the official kickoff of the CFL Fans Fight Cancer event. We will be getting some information out very soon, but March 7th, set that time aside. We're looking for some silent auction items and making sure that we can support the kickoff for the CFL Fans Fight Cancer. So more on that later, but we thought, what better way to start our 12th season than to bring a guest back, but he's in a slightly different role than when we chatted with him last. He was our second ever alumni on the podcast way back in 2015, but he returns tonight as the Elks president and CEO. Chris Morris, thank you so much for joining us, and welcome back to the district.
Well, thanks for having me, guys. 12 years, quite an accomplishment. Congratulations.
Thank you. And it's we all haven't had always the greatest things to talk about, but we've always had something to talk about, and it's getting better now. So that's the exciting part. I've got to ask you, it's been just over a year in this new role. How does it feel now as to when you started?
Well, completely different. So, I walked in here in November 2024, and there was a bunch of things I thought that were, obviously in a little bit of need of repair, but you don't know as much when you come in, when you haven't been around an organization for as long as I'd been away. So we initially did some changes on the football side because we thought that just had to happen. There was enough evidence there after we surveyed the players and that, okay, some things need to drastically change on that side. And then really I've just sort of been working here on the business side, looking, watching, seeing how we do things. And now we've had some changes and some remodifications and all those different things. So now I feel like we're really on the path that I see us being successful on. And, there were a lot of good things happening here. There were some things that we needed to correct, but I think we're on a good path right now with some pretty good people.
Yeah, absolutely. It's really
Agreed.
shown the last year. Yeah.
Yes.
Anyone that's talked to you or seen you talk on the social channels, they can see and feel your passion for this team and the city. When the Thompsons first approached you to take this role, what went through your mind and what vision was first and foremost for you?
Yeah, it's funny because I was at my dream job. So I was coaching university kids. My son was on the team. Like, we'd just been to the Hardy Cup the year before. Like, we'd gone from being the worst team in the country to being one of the best teams in the country. And guys, it took a lot of work and hard. Like, it was a long process to get to where we got to, right? So when he first talked to me about it, I was a little conflicted just because of how happy I was sort of where we'd gotten that other place. But this is honestly, like, there are no other dreams for me bigger than being able to sort of help get this place back on its feet. Like, for me, this is home. This is always like this. When you go somewhere when you're 23 and it has the kind of impact on you that it does, this organization had on me, and really taught me some things that allowed me to be successful and allowed me to do and have some really any sort of level of success I had going forward through teaching and then through administration and then with the university. You almost feel like you owe it to say, okay, look, if they're asking for this is something I need to do because I think it's just the right thing to do. And I feel very strongly that this is somewhere Edmonton is football. Like, football is a great piece of this community. And it's, for me, this isn't work. I'm enjoying every minute I'm here. There's a lot of cool stuff going on. There's some stuff obviously that's very difficult to deal with and those sort of like all that, the day-to-day stuff, right? But the opportunity to do this, guys, if I hadn't taken this, I would, like, on my deathbed, I would have been cringing at myself for what a coward I was for not doing it. Right. So to me, that's the biggest thing. I feel a strong sense of responsibility to the city, but also to, like, all the guys who played here and the people who are here right now to make this a great place to work, a great place to be, make it a place that people are proud of, not just the people working here, but the people in the city of Edmonton. So I just think it's a tremendous responsibility.
That is outstanding.
Right. And as a U of A alum myself and a lover of the Elks, I can definitely admire your passion for the green and gold, because I feel like I have a little bit of that. Maybe not to your standard, that's for sure, but there's a little bit there. And I appreciate you coming from the U of A specifically. And with that, the unexpected and tragic turn with Larry's passing, if you don't mind, if you can give a little insight with your relationship with him specifically, but also with Deb and the family. I know those are big shoes to fill with the Thompson family, and it's an admirable thing that they're doing right now and how they've even achieved so much in such a little time.
Yeah. And I'll tell you this, like, Larry Thompson and Deb, they were both big parts of the interview process for me. Like, I was sold when I talked to them, and there's a difference between people who have lots of money and people who have lots of money who you can tell they've earned it. You can tell that they've grown up in a way that they had to, like, everything they've gotten and everything Larry got and everything Deb has in life, they've gone out in the world and taken it and done really, really good job. Right. And for me, there's not a lot of people like that who get to that level of success that cares deeply about the community in the way that they do. And through the interview process, listening to the way that they talked and what they really saw the potential for this franchise being to impact the city and to impact the community and to do those, and the expectation that they had, which was, I thought, even more profound. Like, we need this needs to be done right. And I just thought it was just so genuine and earnest that it was something that I think a lot of people would want to follow for me, Larry, like I didn't know Larry for a long time, but he was a big, like, I consider him, I think about the things that I learned from him and the stuff that I saw him do and the way he lived his life and the way he did things. They had a profound impact on me, probably more so than anybody that I knew for that short of a period of time, just because of the kind of person he was. Like, he would, like, with all his levels of accomplishments, I can remember you get on, you go into a setting with him and he's the one up trying to serve people, trying to make sure everybody's comfortable, trying to make sure everybody's okay. Like, he really was special that way. And he was, but he was also tough as nails. And like, this is the standard and we win here. We're winners. I'm a winner. And if I brought you on, you must be a winner. So like, let's get this done, because you know what I mean? That's just the expectation here. So there's just some really cool things about working with him. And it's the same with Deb. Like, Deb has very high expectations. Deb and her family, like, they're all good people. They all like, again, they just love this team and this community, and they want the best for what we can do with this as a franchise. So it's really fun working with them. I honestly, like, since the day I took the job, I said, I just don't want to let them down. I want to do the best job I can for them. And like, I think we want to assemble a team here that are willing to do whatever we can to get this thing turned around and going in the right direction.
Incredible. Wow.
Yeah, amazing. And I think, to some extent you may have answered my question, but I'm always happy to do a little deeper dive. The driving a truck through the Calgary bench notwithstanding, if you could pick one or two things that you think Larry's legacy might be, understanding, of course, Deb and the family are carrying it on, but you as a man, as an administrator, as a part of our community, what pieces really resonate with you?
Yeah, I look at Larry as someone who had no real reason to take over this club. Here's a man who's a billionaire, who is living a great lifestyle, who is doing all sorts of things, and he saw this franchise and he saw the impact it could have for the community, and he saw it as like almost a personal responsibility to come in and get this thing turned around. And the thing about Larry is there's no gray area. It was like, this is like, Chris, it's freaking wrong the way they're doing this. This is wrong, and you got to fix this. And there was no like, well, maybe we should do this, maybe we should do that. Like, I'd be on the phone with Larry like 3-4 times a week, like, go, like, just frick, you got to fix this, you got to do this. And it was like, it reminded me so much of my own father. My father was another guy who, like, he left home at 12, worked through construction, worked his way up, and he was building some of the big, like, we moved all over the world because he was a project manager, right? And very similar mindsets of like, just don't make excuses, get it done, right? And demanding in that way, but at the same time caring about the community, caring about the people around him, making sure that if you were with him, he was going to do everything for you. So it was, I think, that combination of like not taking any crap from anybody and making sure that we win, and like just win, and also looking after the people on his team and in his family and the people around him that he chose to go through this journey with. I think that was an incredible combination to have as a leader and as someone who, in the position he had. So I really did appreciate those things.
Thank you.
That's awesome. I know it's funny because as fans, that's what we were saying. So it's nice to hear that was the owner was saying the same thing. It's like, no, like, this is not what we do. Like, this needs to be better. So that is really outstanding to hear. Now, switching gears a little bit, it's been referred to right now before as the business season. Is this like your busiest time of the year?
Yeah, it's busy. Like it's busy all year round. And I'm going to say this, when you're as bad as we have been, there are no moments off. There's no days off. Like, if you think that like you can come in here and not put in long days and expect others to work long, hard hours, like, you just don't really understand the gravity of the situation, right? So, and I think that's important. I think a lot of people say, oh, work smart, not hard. And you got to work both. You got to work smart and you got to work your ass off when you're behind. Like, we're in a professional football league. And when I got here, we were worst in revenue, worst in attendance, worst on-field performance. So you don't get better by just sort of showing up at 9 and leaving at 5. Right. So, and I think that's the attitude as an organization. We need people in this building who believe in that and believe in, we will work relentlessly until we get this right. And we'll worry about the details later about like who gets credit and how many hours I've worked and all those different things. It's more about just getting her done, right? And I think those are the kind of people we're really looking to surround ourselves with here moving forward.
Yeah, that totally makes sense. And one of the things when you came on, you said in that very first press conference was returning the EE culture. And we've already felt it as fans over this last year, but what are the biggest steps you are seeing to get that accomplished so far?
Yeah, I talked about from the day I arrived here and the day even on my first press conference, I talked about integrity and I talked about consistency, right? And to me, it's very simple. Like you bring in people with integrity that do the right thing, that make other people around them, that prioritize the success of others and what we're working towards, the success of the mission over themselves. And then the consistency part is you keep those people. Once you identify who those people are, you make sure they are long-standing members of your team and of your group, right? And so we've done a lot of identifying over the last little bit, and we've got some really, really good people here that have adopted sort of that philosophy, and we think we're in a good spot that way. And I think to me, that's the cornerstone of building any sort of organization is you have those two core principles and you go forward from there.
Mm-hmm.
I just need to throw it in. Do you find that there is some similarities in being that kind of head coach and recruiter and general manager and all those things at the U of A, coming into basically having to build this program as well?
Yeah, Andrew, like building an organization is building an organization. I've built a department when I was a department head of social studies at Emmy Lazard. I've built a school. I built sort of an extended department when I was the assistant principal. I built a whole school when I was a principal. I built a football program when I was at U of A. You start off with, what do you believe in? Like, what sort of people do you want in the building? Like, I think I've talked about that tonight. You want earnest people with integrity who want to get it done, who care enough about what you're doing as an organization that they put some of those petty things behind them about like counting things and who's responsible, who's getting credit. And all those things have to be non-important for us to be successful going forward. And then you get all those people in an organization, and then you start aligning it. Everybody knows what everybody's doing and why they're doing it. And everybody starts pushing in the same direction with a common vision of what success looks like. And we define what's of merit here, what's not good enough here, what's all those. And once you have all that going, once you create an organization that has alignment with the right people involved, achieving your goals becomes a lot easier. And I don't think I think it's it's a universal process, and it looks different depending on where you go. The steps are different depending on different organizations that you're talking about, but the process, good people, align them, define what we're trying to accomplish, you're in good shape. The key is good people. You need people who actually are fully invested in the journey. And that's, you say to people, do you want to be part of a special place? Well, special places don't have a bunch of people looking out for themselves. Special places have people who are willing to sacrifice for the greater good of everybody in that place, right? And to do some things because they feel the benefit that the club is providing the community, or the experience we're giving other people, the interactions you have with the people you're working with. Those things are more important than your own individual goals all the time, or your own individual needs all the time. Now, individual needs are important as well, and you can't ignore them. But if you want to be part of a special place, it has to move beyond what's good for you. And that involves like sacrifice. People just don't not everybody wants to be part of an organization like that. And I think this first year for me has been, who really doesn't believe in that at all, and they should probably go. And then as you go through it, and you sort of say, okay, well, let's keep working through this process, and there'll be more and more people who either love it, that sort of philosophy, and that sort of okay, that's how we're going to approach things. And there'll be some who it's just not for them. And that's not personal, but it's just not your place. It's not somewhere where you should be, right? And I think that's how you do it, Andrew. And I believe it's a universal formula. Now, there's way more specifics that go into building in different sort of settings, but if you don't have that universal formula, the core of your organization is going to be flawed. And to me, we're building a core here. We're trying to figure out what the core values, the core identity of the Edmonton Elks moving forward is. And I think we've done a good job chipping away at that and getting pretty deep into that work over the last year.
Well said.
Absolutely.
Oh man, this is inspiring. You're talking about relationships and getting people to buy in and be here. One of the first and probably most important things you did once you started was bringing Ed Hervey back, a former teammate, someone who had been the general manager here and who for basically bled green and gold like yourself. Talk about your relationship with him and how you plan to still have players that want to come here and buy in.
Yeah, I've always had a good relationship with Ed. Like when we played, we got along. When I retired from football and I was working with amateur football and minor football here in the city, a good friend of mine, Rick Walters, and I were working at U of A, and we wanted to do a summit to sort of get everybody, all the stakeholders around football together. And Ed wanted to be a big part of that as the general manager of this team here. So all three of us did that all together. There was a section where there was a change that really needed to happen in Adam football around the number of kids on the field at the same time. Like Ed came community by community with me to talk to people about why it wasn't important. Like that's the sort of person he is. Like he cares about the sport. He cares about the city. He cares about Edmonton. Right. And I'll tell you guys, like I work hard, and I think a lot of people here work hard. Like Ed's here. Like I get here early and I leave late, and he gets here earlier and leaves later. Like he's one of those guys where it's like, you're not going to outwork this guy. He is going to be here, and and I know there's other people in his position across the league. They get a few years in and it's a little bit different. I'm telling you right now, I can go down the hall. Like what is it here? 8:00 right now. I guarantee he's still in his office. And you get here early in the morning, you get here 7:30, he's there most days. You know what I mean? And sometimes for quite a while, because he's making calls on different coasts and all that sort of stuff, right? So he's I always say he's a shark because he's tough and he works hard and he knows what to do and all those different things. But he is like an incredibly hardworking person that I have a lot of respect for. So like when you have that level of respect for someone, it's easy to get along with them. And I know that we have a mutual level of respect for one another because we're sort of taught the same way about what hard work looks like, what caring about something looks like. We have some common, I think, building blocks in the way we learn how things work.
That just sounds like Ed. Hey guys, like as a meeting him and you describing him, you're like, yeah, that's Ed.
that's about right. Yeah.
So looking at your first year in leadership, what would you highlight as maybe one of your greatest accomplishments, whether it's in operational success, cultural impact, guiding your team through the changes?
Yeah, I think one of my biggest successes is getting Ed in here and just making sure that we didn't make the mistake of sort of repeating some of the old things. Let's just see how things are going. Like we had a pretty good year on offense. Let's just keep this thing going. And like resetting with him was the right thing to do. And I think that required, like, there was a lot of pressure to sort of just, well, you guys had a decent year. You should keep the same staff and you should, and me knowing that he was the guy to come in here to really make our football team go in the direction and with a culture. And I think that was a big move. And I know that's like, he's done all the work, but it certainly was like to get him here was a big step. Right. I think if you look at other things and you look at what we're doing, we had a real problem and we still have, I'll talk about our brand. Okay. And I think our brand is an interesting thing to discuss. Right. So many years ago, there was a name change here. And the advice that was received around the name change was to take the historic and iconic Double E and rip it off the wall and throw it on the ground and spit on it and kick it and say, that's dirty. Don't have anything to do with that anymore. It's bad. And our fans were not appreciative of that. And there was a legacy of that even to the day I arrived here. We would send a social media post out and the venom would start. It's Eskimos. It should be it's the name, and it would just cascade into this really ugly thing. Mm-hmm. So last year, and then the Dwayne Mandrusiak incident, and there's just a whole bunch of stuff to really, and even to go as far as like taking down the names from the Wall of Honor, just step by step, systematically taking the prominence of what was a great franchise and sort of soiling it. And I think there was a long process of that happened that I don't think our fans that had been here for a long time appreciated. So last year when Dwayne was brought back and we honored him for like the contributions that he truly made here and he's still making here, we put the Eskimo sign back up in the locker room. we talked about the Eskimos being a part of our history of which we're proud of, not ashamed of. We're proud of that part of our history, and that we've moved on, and that we are the Elks, but we're proud of that period of time. We've had about an 80% decrease in the number of negative comments that we get regarding our franchise, and our fans loved our franchise from 1970, from 1949 till now, but everything we've been called, our fans loved us. And for some reason, as a franchise, we decided to tell them that if they liked the Eskimo name, that they were dirty and they were wrong, and that was the wrong move to do. And the name change, I'm not saying the name change was wrong, and I'm not trying to go down that pathway at all. But what I'm saying to you is the disrespect that was showed to the fans we had here, to the people who played here under that name, and to accuse them all of things that just simply weren't true was wrong. And that period of time needed to be honored, I think, in our history. And I think if I look at my first year, bringing Dwayne back, putting the Eskimo, once an Eskimo, always an Eskimo iconic sign back up in our locker room, and having people understand that we honor the past, that there were some great people here who made tremendous contributions to our province and to the city, and on the field. On the field stuff aside, that to me, I thought that was a very good moment for us as a friend. Now there's some confusion with our brand. Now we got some different things, and we'll clean that up. But I think it was more important to clear up the misconception and the negativity around that, the way the name change was done first. And now we can start cleaning up the brand and get it a little bit less messy and make sure we're all on the same page without that conception, without so many people out there being angry about what happened and how it happened. So that's, I think, if I looked at those two things, like one's not easy, but one was like, let's get somebody in here who really cares, who wants to do a great job with the football program, and let him do his job. And then that next part to sort of repair some of that, I think those were two significant things. There's been tons of stuff here that's been really good. Most of it's been done by my staff here who've really dug in and done a really, really good job. But I think those two things were significant.
You nailed it. I just got to say, you absolutely nailed it. Just because we changed the name doesn't mean that we don't have history. And that history was important and really impactful to a lot of people. The 4 people that are on this call with you as well. And so I just need to interrupt for a second to say thank you, because it was a very important step, and I really appreciate that link. So
yeah, and a lot of it, like honestly, a lot of it was Larry. Like Larry was very, very strong on making sure we honor the Eskimo tradition, and Deb feels the same way, and the family feel the same way. And that's like, I think guys, let's face it, there were some people here that made that change that aren't from here. They're not from here, right? And like right. Larry and Deb, like that family, they're from here. Like, and they understand this community and what's good and what's not, and all those different things. And I think that's a very important distinction sometimes. If you bring people in here that aren't from our community and that don't really understand the community, sometimes they're going to make decisions that are confusing for people. And unfortunately, there was a bit of a string of that happening at a very unfortunate time.
That's right. Yeah, I'm hearing, it wasn't so much the what, it was the how and the when. And disrespect is the word that keeps popping up. As somebody who works with alumni from all the teams in Canada, they were united in talking to our Edmonton people, going like, what just happened to you guys? And so everything you said just makes my heart happy. So we've talked about the past. We're in this present. We've got some short-term plans, and as we look out a little further into the future, it's always a challenge what we're going to do, and now the game is going to change. And so I'm just curious, as a former player, a man with a past in this game, how does it feel to deal with the future changes that are thought to be coming down the road?
Are we talking rule changes here, Linda? That's what you're taking me down that road? Is that the?
I would go down that road every day.
Yeah.
You can answer it however is safest for you.
Well, I don't want to be safe. I want to get it right on the table. Like we can discuss it.
100%,
Absolutely.
I'm all in.
Yeah. Okay. So like I think the rule changes are important. So I think everybody who's associated with the game needs to understand a couple of different things. And one is like, there's the purists of this game, and they're right. This is a great game. And if you change it, you change the nature of the fabric of what we have here as far as the game of football in Canada, the way it's played. Okay. At the other end, there's people, and our owners are in this group. And our owners are in a group of people who are committed to the game in a different way. They've committed their fortunes, their whole lives, and their money, and they're invested in this thing on a financial level. It's really, really hard for some people to understand. Mm-hmm. Some of them up to $5 to $10 million a year, they've been pumping into franchises to try to make this league work. Okay. Now, when you get a group of people like that, doesn't mean the people who believe the rule changes shouldn't happen are wrong. But what it means is you have to understand that when you're a business owner and you have year after year after year where there's financial loss involved, you have to reevaluate your business plan. And there's all sorts of discussion that goes in around evaluating your business plan and what to do. And that process led them to say, okay, let's look back. There's been rule changes in the NFL. There's been rule changes in baseball, the 3-point line in basketball. There's been changes in sport throughout history that have resulted in very, very good byproducts in regards to quality of product and more fans being involved and more excitement and all those different things. So what I would say to fans who are frustrated and who are angry is I'd say, try to look at it from the perspective of theirs, where they're desperately, they don't not care about the game. They're trying to keep it alive. And some of the things they're trying to do to keep it alive are based on information they have that's a little bit different than what the rest of us have access to, right? And they've put these plans in place, and they're going to look at what these changes do to the game. And do I like all of them? I don't necessarily love all of them, but I certainly understand and support where they're coming from, because there's our TV audience is great, and we're getting better with our TV audience, but our gate isn't good enough right now for us to be profitable in more than one or two places across the country. So we have to figure this out, and we have to figure out a way to make this more entertaining. And I understand there's fans that are going to say it's not the product, it's marketing. It's how we communicate. It's how we do these different things. And all of those things are part of the owners' discussions. They're the ones who are losing the millions of dollars a year. They're the ones who are trying to keep this league afloat as well as anybody else. So they're considering all those different things. It's hard because I believe the game's great the way it is. I really do believe in the you know what I mean? But I also believe that something that's great could be even greater. And if you never change anything, you're not going to find out if something's good or if something's not good. So and I hate saying it, I don't want to sound like I'm waffling and in the middle of everything and all those different things. I'm very much in support of the owners of this league, because I know how much they all invest and how much they care. So I sit in the room with them. I can see them. I look in their eyes. I know how much they want this league to succeed. And I know how much our commissioner wants this league to succeed. And I think sometimes the fans who are really angry, they presume that that's not the case. And it really, guys, it really is. Like, they really want it, and they're financially invested, they're emotionally invested, they care deeply, right? And it's just hard because they're looking for solutions, and I don't think they're going to be able to make everybody happy with the solutions they come up with. And there's going to be sticking points like what's happening right now. So I don't know whether Linda, I don't know whether I really answered your question to the way you want me to, but I'm trying to just give everybody perspective on how the decision was made.
No, I appreciate that. And I think, like, even if you didn't go directly to the rule changes, I think we'd end up there, because everybody's worried about the changing demographic of the fan. The person like me, I'm eventually, going to have to be replaced. And so I get that people need to be looking down the road. So thank you for going as far as you did with that.
Yeah, no worries. And I think we need, like, that's one of the big challenges of the league over the next few years here is, and again, it's like when we did the name change here, we thought, let's use antlers and let's use different things to attract young audiences. But we forgot that our audience is not that right now. And we almost attacked them. Like we were saying stuff about old white people and all that, like that. Like, you can't do that. You know what I mean? You have to know who your people are. And we love our fans here. And we want to expand. Linda, I don't want you to go away. I want you to stay here as long, you know what I mean? And I want to add to you, and I want to bring in young people, and I want them to feel the love you have for the game, and then fill the stadium, you know what I mean, with that sort of flow. So that's where we have to be able to add to our existing fans. We can't get new fans at the expense of the old ones. And I think that's the biggest part of this transition that we need to make.
One of the favorite things Commissioner Randy Ambrosi ever said to me, he says, for this league, Linda, I'm not going to spend 5 cents marketing to you because you're going to come even if I put the Grey Cup on the moon.
Yeah.
You're not where the resources are going.
Yeah. And I think that's the part. Maybe we don't need to market to you, Linda, but we sure need to tell you how much we appreciate you once in a while. And I think that's the biggest difference, right? So
yeah, I think there's a difference between marketing and value, right? Like we can still value the person that's coming in the door and make sure that they feel valued. But I might be telling everyone else, why aren't you doing this too? Because you're missing out. It's a lot of fun. Yeah. I always get the change gear questions, but free agency is right around the corner. Do you play any role in that? Because you were so excellent at recruiting and turning that Bears team into something amazing. Do you play around in that at all? Or
yeah, I would say that Ed does 99% of it. And
okay.
Like I've had a few conversations over the last couple of years with people that might be a little bit unsure, that maybe want to be sold on like the family nature of what we do here, all those sort of things. So sometimes those conversations will happen later in the process. Like you get about a month down the road from right now, when guys are trying to decide what they want to do. And he's talked to them and all those different things. Like we certainly have a group approach around talking. Like he talks to me all the time. Like Ed's very patient with me about, like, he's the one doing it, but I certainly have conversation with him about what's going on. And I think that's important. Like, you guys got to know, like, I didn't hire him to impact what he's doing and to tell him what to do on the football side. If I have someone who spends their entire life doing football, and I think I can walk down there in between all the stuff I'm doing up here and 1 or 2 hours a week invest in looking at what he's doing and tell him what to do, well, that's just stupid. And I'm sorry, that's, you know what I mean? I'm a lot of things, but I'm not dumb. Right. So I'm going to trust the guy that I hired, that I know is fully invested. He's put everything into, like I said, he's probably still here. You know what I mean? And why would I be so arrogant to think that I'm going to go down there? And that's why I say he's patient, because we talk all the time about these things. We talk all the time about what's happening, how it's going, because I just think that's important that people have a second year or a second, you know what I mean? Someone to bounce things off of and all those different things. But Ed Hervey runs our football team, and that Ed Hervey and Mark Killam. And for me, I'm here as an ear to bend if they need to talk, any sort of support they might need on a small basis, to talk to different people and those sort of things. But they have my complete and full trust.
That's awesome. I just wasn't sure if you missed that side of it because you were so good at the recording part. And it's also like, hey, Carter O'Donnell came. You might have known him before. Like, yeah. I was just curious in that side of things. So
yeah, and that's a small number of guys. Like, there's a few guys here that I coached, and there's a few kids around U Sport that I know and all that sort of stuff, right? But it's like, again, like Andrew, it's when you're out of that environment for even like a month. Mm-hmm. You're not an expert anymore. You know what I mean? You're not, and I've been out of it now for a year. So those guys are knee deep in it every day, watching film, looking at things. Look, you know what I mean? Like I could only imagine when I was coaching at U of A, like with the amount of film I watched and the recruiting I did and all the different things, if the athletic director would have come down and said, "Hey, you need to sign this guy," I just would have been like, "Oh my God, like what is going on here?" You know what I mean? It just would have been impossible for me not to laugh, right? So I certainly wouldn't want to be that kind of leader of this organization where people are kind of snickering, thinking that I know what I'm doing, when really that's their whole life is dedicated doing those things, right?
That's totally fair, and that's and it's nice to hear that the trust is there. I mean, not that I doubted it, but it is nice to hear that for sure. So all right, I just want to ask you a couple of questions that people don't always, they know your football stuff, but they don't always get to know you as a person. So what kind of things do you like to do when you're not doing football things? Or do you even get a chance to do that?
There really hasn't been a lot of time for that in the last 12, 14 years of my life. Like I was at U of A, we're building the worst team in the nation. I was telling the story to someone the other day. When I took over at U of A, there was this graphic where they had all the teams and they were all ranked and they went down in this cascading order. And underneath all the other teams, like 4 blocks down was U of A. And the caption was, "Where football dreams go to die." So I spent 12 years trying to go from there to being a nationally credible organization. So there wasn't a whole bunch of time to, you know what I mean?
I bet.
Like I used to say to people, like I used to like golfing, I used to like fishing and all that sort of stuff. But like, I don't like, there's a sacrifice you make when you're trying to rebuild things that involves like, the time you have that's not at work, you're with your family. And if you think you're going to find other stuff to do and you're going to have to, they're going to be sacrificing in an area that you don't want to be, right? So to me, yeah, it's just been busy. And I think I don't consider what I do work. I loved U of A and coaching those kids and getting all those young men to where they needed to be. And I still hear from so many of them all the time. And I love what I'm doing here. And I love trying to get the people here working together. And there's some great young people in this organization and working with them to try to get things going in the right direction and working with Ed and his team and being part of that. So Andrew, from the time I left university and I was playing pro football to this very moment, I don't feel like I've really worked too much. Like my job has always been something that I've really, really enjoyed. So spending a lot of time doing it's never been a problem for me.
That's fair.
Awesome. Now, we can't talk to a former offensive lineman without the subject turning to food. So what would you say right now maybe is your favorite meal, and has that changed since your playing days?
Yeah, it's funny. Like I've just recently lost some weight because like my father died of a heart attack when he was like 60 something, right? Wow. And my numbers have always been really, really good, but my cholesterol started going up a little bit last year. Yeah. And so I've like converted to like this vegetarian guy who I wouldn't have even recognized like last year. And I've lost a bunch of weight doing it, but I haven't enjoyed one moment of it, Mike, to be honest with you. So I'm in this spot right now where I feel I want to be around. I'm really enjoying what I'm doing, and I want to make sure I'm here for my family, and I want to last a few more years. So my favorite meal right now is, I don't know, a salad with some tuna on it or some salmon on it. What I'd really like to say to you is I love pepperoni pizza, and I could eat that every day. And, that would be something I'd love to eat. But yeah, it's kind of a 2-pronged answer for you.
For sure.
That's the trick.
Yeah, I hope this is more of a luxurious answer to this next question then, because that doesn't sound too great as a food lover. But you're given a vacation anywhere in the world, no strings attached. Where are you going?
You know what's funny is we just got back. We went to Italy. And we went up. So myself, my wife, and my 21-year-old son, we went to Italy. And we just honestly just explored. We walked every day for about 30,000 steps. We went from Rome all the way back up to Venice. Like we had a wonderful time, just sort of honestly being connected to each other while we were sort of exploring this cool country that none of us had been to before. So it was really, really fun sort of being in that situation where we could sort of get it's hard sometimes. Like my son plays university football, my wife's busy, I'm busy, and then so you get this chance to sort of all go away together, staying in the same hotel room together, doing all these things. It was a lot of fun. So I would say I can't imagine having a better holiday than the last, than when we went away. So yeah, there you go.
Excellent choice. And I do not, I 100% agree, 1,000% agree with you. So
perfect.
That would be my pick too. Yeah, excellent. Yeah.
When I'm talking to groups, boards and that, doing icebreakers and that, one of the things I often ask is, what was your first concert, or what's the best concert you've been to, or what's your bucket list concert? I feel like I win this one every time. My first concert was Queen, but I'd love to hear you win.
Yeah, I went to see Rush at Maple Leaf Gardens.
Nice.
So that was a good concert. It was a lot of fun, and I still listen to Rush to this day. And I think so that was a lot of fun.
Standing.
Cool.
I mean,
Amazing.
I used to play in a Rush tribute band, so I'm all for that.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah. Now, obviously, look around behind.
Time stands still, Mike.
Yeah,
Sing a few
absolutely.
bars for us. Yeah.
I can't wait for December when they're back.
Yeah.
You look behind all of us, you can see, obviously, we have love for capturing a piece of that team in memorabilia. Obviously, you've had an opportunity to get some memorabilia that none of us will ever have in that Grey Cup ring 3 times. Do you have any sort of favorite pieces of memorabilia that mean the most to you, regardless of value?
Yeah, it's funny because I have a different kind of philosophy on that stuff, right? Like I think when you earn something like that, you're part of a team and it's part of a moment. And like I don't wear my Grey Cup rings. So like the reason I don't wear them is because I consider it a past accomplishment, and they're nice to look at once in a while. When I look at them, I think of like the teammates I had, and you really go on a unique journey when you win a Grey Cup. Like you think about the moments, the practices, the times where, like I think of my 93 ring, and I remember there was an article wrote, and it basically said all the Esks need for a chance to win the Grey Cup this year is 53 hearts and a clue. And I can vividly remember it. And Dwayne posted it in the locker room, and he kept it like, it's just like, and I whenever I look at that ring, all I can think of is that article and then that group of people rallying together and how so I have a lot of that sort of stuff. Like I have a bunch of rings and watches and all that stuff, but I don't really, it's, my wife puts it somewhere. I don't even know where it is. So it's one of those I really focus on what we can do going forward. Like I look forward to this group winning together and us having one together that we can all think of each other and be like, man, we were all in this together and we accomplished this great thing together. Like I just think of the journey we're on right now to get the next thing. Right.
Absolutely. We can't wait.
Yeah, me too. Like, yeah.
So when you're talking about the team, then do you guys have a pregame ritual that you do together, or is it usually just individualistic rituals?
Yeah, there's so much. These guys, like when you come in here on game day, you would be astounded at just how busy this office is from the time you wake up and arrive here in the morning until like 10:30, 11 o'clock at night. So like people stream in here. There's some people who are here right from the beginning of the morning. The time we get together is lunchtime. So there's a lunch meal before everything really kind of starts from a production standpoint. That's the one time we're kind of all together. But even that, we got people coming and going because it's just so busy. I don't think people appreciate how hard this staff work on game day. Like the amount of hours they put in, there's a lot of stuff that happens here as far as setup and takedown and making sure people are taken care of and hosted and all those different things. Like our partnership team are hosting everybody. Our game day people are setting up everything that's around the stadium. When the game ends, whether we win or lose, we're all cleaning it up. We're taking it off the field. We're cleaning up the loges. And we all do it together, right? So it's just such a busy day that you don't have a lot of time to sort of. Now the team does. I know they do all the breaks because I was part of that when I was there. But up here, it's more we have the meal before the game, and then we make sure we have food there and drinks for everybody after the game, so we can make sure we celebrate together.
So back in the day when you were a player, what was your ritual?
What was my role? I'd get here early, like 3 hours, 3 and an hour. I'd lay my stuff out. I'd sit there and just try to get in as bad a mood as I could possibly be and just sit there and just, you know what I mean? So to me, it was football was very, like I've never understood, and I still see it to this day. Like at the end of the game, everybody's like shaking hands and like friends with everybody. As soon as the game ended, I was off the field. I ran out, whether we won or lost. I didn't want to, I wasn't friends with anybody we played against. It just wasn't, our era was different. Like I didn't like them. And if you didn't play for us, I didn't like you at all. And I wouldn't you know what I mean? So it was just different back then. And I think it's another way where Ed and I get along really well, because he was the same way. He just it's, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It's just, sometimes it's interesting because I watch it and they're all such good friends after the game. And I'm like, how, I literally hated those guys from Calgary. Like I would have so anyway, it's just different. It's just a different era.
Oh, for sure. That's hilarious.
That's what Hector always said too.
Yeah.
Do you remember this guy? Don't know. I hated them all.
Yeah. It was us and it was them, and we didn't care much for them. You know what I mean? So, you know.
Yes. Oh, Linda's not there. Okay. That's you, Linda. Did you get that
Oh,
one?
sorry, it wasn't in blue.
Oh,
Are we inviting the questions from elsewhere?
we will in just a second. I was just gonna say, yeah, Mike, if there's other questions, if you want to line up a couple, that would be amazing.
Oh, I've got them.
Oh, you've already got them. Okay, perfect.
Oh, yeah.
Chris, what is you've been a player, you've been, involved with the team, you've now in the president role. What does the Edmonton Eskimo / Elks EE way mean to you?
It's funny because as an organization, we sat down the other day, and I it's important to me that we understand that and define it as a group up here, right? And it's fun. We have a saying in our organization here that we talk, like, everybody here empties the dishwasher, okay? And it's like, you go out of your way to help other people. Like, you go out of your way to make sure other people are successful. You're always looking for ways to make the organization and the people around you better. And if you use that as your guiding principle, you're going to be pretty successful in any setting you go to. And I think that, combined with the expectation of excellence, is the best way to state what the Eskimo way or the Elk way is. It is about excellence, and it is about making sure you're making sure that you're taking care of the people around you that are trying to accomplish this goal together. So I think that's a big part of it. That's part of, like, we talk about it as a staff here. I know Mark talks about it with the team. It's that selfless nature. It's hugely important.
100%. Love it. Love it. I love when we ask all the different alumni and people involved what that means, because everyone has their own twist, but it's all kind of very similar. It's
and I think the word excellence a couple of times now, so that really runs home of like who this organization is and will be again.
Yeah, and it's funny because excellence is an interesting definition, right? Like, excellence doesn't just mean winning the Grey Cup. Excellence means you're professional in everything you do on a day-to-day basis to prepare to win a Grey Cup. Excellence means when you go out in the community and there's a kid there, you take a second to talk to them. You take a second to sign what they have. Excellence means when you go to a school, you don't try to get out of there as quick as you can. You stay there until all the autographs are done. So there's a whole bunch of elements to excellence, and some of them are byproducts and wins and losses and all those sort of things, but they really are winning on and off the field as a byproduct of a commitment to being excellent in everything you do. And I think that is a very, very important part of that.
Yeah, I think years ago the team used to say the EE stood for ever excellent.
Nice.
And I think that really sort of summed it up.
Yeah, I agree.
That's wonderful.
Now, Chris, we'll just take a couple of questions here because I know you got to get going. I really appreciate all this time, though. This has been 100%. Unbelievable.
You got me as long as you need me, Andrew. No worries.
All right, what do you got for us there, Superfan?
All right, so we've got Tim, who hosts the Alouettes Flight Deck podcast, is asking, with the grass being installed at Commonwealth for the Canada soccer game, is the timetable to install the turf cutting it close for the season? Why not leave it grass for the entire 2026 season?
Yeah, that's a bigger question than me. That whoever's asking that's a very an educated soccer fan and understands how it's going. That's a city decision around grass and turf. So, and I think they have several other activities that are running through the course of the summer that they need to get ready for as well, which may not respond as well to grass as what the turf might. So we have some plans for what we're going to do here for our preseason game and all those different things. So we're excited to get those announced in the next few weeks here and go forward with this. We
can't wait.
Intrigued.
Our good friend Kobe, who I believe his son is an offensive lineman for the U of A this year,
he is.
Says, 2 questions. What do you miss the most from coaching at the U of A? And what thing would you change about the league if you were the commissioner?
Yeah, I think coaching at U of A, you get a chance. So I worked specifically with the offensive line, and I worked with smaller groups, and you have an immediate impact on kids on a daily basis. And I call them kids because to the day I die, I'll say university guys are kids. Like they're still learning they're learning about life, and they're learning how to be good men and how to be good citizens and good students. And then, to go on, and if university football is done right, they're taught how to go out and make a profound impact on the community and make other people around them better. Right. So that's a that's a privilege and an honor to have that job. Like you have a bunch of guys, and I said, it's funny because I had a bunch of parents here the other day that they're part of our selects program. And I said, if you're looking for where you want to go to university, you better ask what impact that university coaches, what sort of values do they have? What sort of things are they going to be talking to your kids about? Because it is, you take a 20-year-old, an 18-year-old, and you put them around an environment where the thing they love the most in life, the guy leading that program has a significant and profound impact on them. So you better make sure it's the right impact, and you better make sure that you're comfortable with that messaging. And I always thought that was a tremendous responsibility as a university coach, that when the guys left my program, they had values that were going to go out in the community and do some good. I feel very proud about that. If you look at the number of coaches that played in my program, there's literally dozens of them. And they're making a big impact in communities, and they love to coach, and they love the kids, and they mentor the kids, and they understand what football is supposed to really be all about. So I'm very, very proud about that. So if I had to say one thing about the CFL that I would do, and I would try to figure out how to get that 18 to 30-year-old group into the stadiums. And that's, I think, should be our overriding priority over all other things. We need to honor the fans we have, but we need to figure out how we're going to segue into this younger group loving our game and loving our sport and loving the in-stadium experience that we can provide for them. So I think that is the most pressing issue for us as a league, and I think we need to make sure we really, really prioritize that.
I will say that the themes
awesome.
The themes are getting better and better. That dinosaur theme, I tell you, there's nothing like watching guys race in a dinosaur outfit. It just makes me laugh every time.
It's a fun day for sure. That was Karen Kondosky, who's our game day manager. That was her idea. She's very, very talented in coming up with ideas to ways to have fun. So
that was that's outstanding. I love it. Okay, and I got one more there, Mike.
Okay, question from Leanne. Yeah. So what has been the most fun in your time as president?
The most fun in my time as president? Let me think here. There's been a lot of work. I think the most fun I ever had, and this is, guys, this is it's funny because it just popped to me. So we were in Montreal, and it was I think it was the last game Larry went to. And we were sitting in that, and we were getting beat. And it was like, I was sitting beside him, and I was like, I feel every time we were losing and he was there, I would feel so much like I was just letting him down, right? I was just like, oh, Larry, I'm sorry. And he's like, Chris, you can't, he was like, Chris, you can't control what's happening out there. You got to just it's going to be okay. We're going to da-da-da-da. And then we came back and won. And just seeing how happy, he was so happy. And he was so happy for the players and for me. You could just tell he was so happy that that for a moment, at least, the elephant was off my shoulders and just seeing the look on his face, that's for sure the happiest moment that I've had so far since I've been here. And I'm just I'm hopeful we have many more happy moments going forward here with the Thompson family and with the team and Mark and Ed and all the work that they've put in. I'm hoping that we have some really, really good times ahead.
I was at that game too. It was amazing. So good.
Yeah.
So good. Yep. Yeah. All right. Well, Chris, last one here for you. I want to give you a bit of an open mic to tell fans what they can look forward to this coming season.
Yeah, and everybody in our fan base needs to understand that the days of not understanding what sort of chaotic things are happening down here on a day-to-day basis are over, and that there's predictability, there's consistency, there's decisions and things that make sense happening here now. And everything that's happening is done with thoughtful consideration of the pride and tradition of this franchise. So you can expect us to continue building this team around what I think this community expects. And that's around integrity, that's around consistency, that's around an excellent product on the field and people treating our fans like they're genuinely and truly appreciated. And that's our standard now. And I think there's lots and lots of people in our organization that was their standard and they've wanted that. And they're very happy that that's what we're trying to get towards on an even more enhanced basis. And I think our fans that have stuck with us all these years through it, guys, we're coming out of this thing and we're coming out of it and we're crawling ourselves out of the gutter. And we're going to make this thing go. And we got the right people here to make it happen. So just stay with us a little bit longer and you're going to be rewarded for all the patience that you've shown us.
Outstanding. Thank you so much, Chris. And I agree with you. The steps are going in the right direction. We all feel it. I felt at the end of last season, there was it was genuine hope, but not just for the team on the field. It was for everything off the field. And I'm really, really excited to see where things go in year 2, as you have a chance to do more and more.
Yeah, and I would say to people, like, our season ticket sales are really, really good, like months ahead of where we were last year, and that Commonwealth is going to be
Awesome.
a far more populated place, and it's going to be a really, really good vibe in the stadium. And like, it's like, come on back. If you've been away and you've sort of lost faith in us, come on back and see what we're going to do. Come back to Commonwealth and see the things that we can do. Like, this, we're going to have a good season this year, and we've got some good people here that we're going to do our best to make Edmonton proud this year coming up.
There's nothing like that roar when everybody is in the stands. That is for sure. And we had a couple of games this season where we had that, and it's awesome as a longtime fan just to hear that again. So I agree with you. Come on back. Now's the time. Again, I really appreciate all your time. Thank you for spending it with us. And I really look forward to, catching up with you at training camp and as we get through the season. Just side note, do we know when training camp actually opens?
You're going to call me on a specific date, Andrew? I don't know. I'm not going to give you an exact date because I don't have my calendar open, but it's early May. Early May, okay. We'll be here with rookie camp, and then we'll go from there.
Beautiful. Okay, thanks. Okay. I always try to sneak one in at the end just to see. Maybe. Okay. But no, thank you again. Really appreciate you being here, and all the best this season, and hopefully we'll see you along the way, and we can catch up and see how things are going.
Absolutely. Thanks very much, guys. I appreciate the time.
Thanks,
Absolutely.
Chris.
Have a great night.
Thanks for coming.
See you later.
Well, that was pretty friggin' awesome for
That's amazing. Oh my God.
For starting
makes you want to run through a wall for him.
I know. I was just like, hey,
good way to start a season.
When do I get to join the team? Can I be part of that? I'd like to be part. I'm all about work.
Someone's gonna run that machine.
Yeah. That's why I ran in at the last very minute, because I was working until coming in and starting the show. So awesome. And
thanks everyone for a lot of questions. We had a ton of questions.
Oh, I'm sure
we just obviously couldn't get to them all. We're an hour in, and
I didn't.
He gave us a lot of his time.
I was like, let's not get too crazy. I mean, we'll have to do that next. We'll get him back on, and then we'll just only have one question, and then we'll just do fan questions, and we'll see how that goes. Yeah, like just a different open house. We can do that.
Yeah.
All right. Well, being that I knew this was going to be a bit longer interview, maybe just a smidge. We are going to talk a little bit about some of the roster moves that have been made since we were last with you all, which would have been end of November-ish. I do want to get to some Port and Tell, of course, super fan, and of course we want a little first down this beer, because who needs more beer than the off season than me? That's outstanding. Also, I want to set us up a little bit for free agency that's coming up in just a couple of weeks' time, but in less than a week's time, it's our favorite time of season. It's the Ed Hervey tampering window, which is one just love it. All right, so let's talk a little bit about some roster moves. There has been a few since we last met. Some extensions: defensive lineman Noah Taylor, defensive lineman Brandon Barlow, kicker Vincent Blanchard, yay, quarterback Cody Fajardo, yay, defensive back JJ Ross, linebacker Brock Mogensen, and defensive lineman Francis Biemi. So I think the biggest one for most of us is probably going to be Cody Fajardo, but I would say that
consistency.
I know, like you said, JJ Ross and Brock Mogensen, definitely some big points there.
I love seeing the consistency, right? Having that year on year. We did some people talking in the chat about how it's hard when you've got 1-year contracts to have that continuity, and seeing these guys, Noah Taylor, Brandon Barlow, Vincent Blanchard coming back, along with Francis Bemmy and all the rest. It just has that sort of continuity where you're like, oh, this feels like a lot of the same team last year. Like, we grew up watching teams that didn't change as much year after year, especially those in those 70s and early 80s years where, you know, I mean, the majority of the team all won 5 Grey Cup rings because they had been with the team that long. So it will be nice to see people on the field, you know, without having to be like checking your phone to look at the roster page.
Don't you like saying who dat, Commissioner?
Yes, but only in certain cases. Gosh,
Okay.
my brain isn't big enough.
I was like, wait a second, isn't that your? Okay, all right, that's fine. Anybody jump out out of those ones for you, Commish?
Oh, definitely JJ Ross.
Mhm.
Definitely, he was on my list. There's a few more that I haven't seen yet, but yeah, I think JJ. Obviously everyone's gonna say Cody is number 1 for obvious reasons, but I really like to see JJ Ross and then Noah Taylor. I love the defensive guys, so yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I'm big on Noah Taylor myself, mostly because I just got his jersey.
Oh, look at that!
Nice.
Yay. That's right. Yeah, they're sitting right there.
Wait, did you get it before or after?
What do you mean before? Oh, I got it at the locker room sale, so I got it before.
Ooh, risky business.
Right?
Well done.
I just knew. Oh, well, this is a chain. This is a little shuffle.
Oh,
costume change.
Oh my!
Wow, that's a different way of doing that.
First down,
muted.
this smoked salmon.
You're muted.
You're still muted. Just
Linda.
Oh my! How's it going? I wonder if I can fix that. Oh my, that's hilarious. Look, Paul joining us just out of the blue, just for fun.
Yeah.
That's excellent.
Just
yeah,
mime it.
obviously he
You're
has
good.
no idea how to.
Marcel Marceau over here. Oh, he's French.
Oh, it's wonderful. Fantastic. Please, somebody change that to a GIF for me. I need that as soon as possible. Thank you. I appreciate that. Chris
Ooh.
Agar, he's very good for those. Yeah.
Ouch. From our good
What is
friend
that?
Brian Warishan.
Linda just aged. Oh my, that's not okay. What the hell happened to Linda? The surprise as he left the room was pretty good. Linda, I did see you dance though for JJ Ross and linebacker Brock Mogensen, so I'm pretty sure those are your favorite picks there.
They were.
Excellent. And that was fun to have a little. I don't know how you muted the mic and he didn't know how to unmute it. But what's that? Is that a topic?
Way to not take advantage of my seat filler. Oh God, he's going to hide avocados again.
They'll be ripe for that 3 minutes.
Oh my, that's great. Okay, let's talk about some signings because we did sign some people too.
A few.
Quarterback Zach Zabrowski is back. Defensive back. Now I know it's Jaron Joseph.
J.A.Ron.
That's what I want to say. J.A.Ron Joseph, because I mean Grimes would be happy with that if I called him J.A.Ron. Yeah. Wide receiver Justin McGriff back was on the practice roster. Wide receiver JJ Jones, because we obviously are collecting JJs now. That's the new thing that
He was there last year. Yeah.
Careful how I say that. Wide receiver Justin Lockhart. Canadian wide receiver Colby Herford back. He was with us in training camp last year, as was Canadian wide receiver Jackson Chachinski. Canadian offensive lineman Domenico Piazza. Ooh, that's
Speaking of Italy,
right?
Yeah.
Defensive back Javon Bird. I really want a bird in our defensive backfield. Doesn't that be great? Yeah. Look,
bird is the word.
The bird got him. That's great. I think this is great. Somebody give him the bird. Like, there's so many things that we could use with this. Please make the team.
If the DJ doesn't play Surfing Bird, come on. Little bird dance.
Oh, it'd be every time that he makes a play, that's what we're all gonna stand up and do the bird dance. I love this. Please make the team. Defensive back Travian Blaylock, defensive back Ian Kennelly, wide receiver Air Asante.
Yeah. He was here last year.
Was he back? Oh, I did. I missed that
Yep.
part. Okay.
Yeah.
Wide receiver Ketron Jackson Jr. Ketron's a cool name. I was waiting for Linda to come up with a.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Right.
it sounds like a transformer.
Can we just call him Transformer, Linda? Is that okay?
Transformer Jackson.
There we go.
God, now I'm gonna have
It's Ketron.
nightmares.
Oh
I'm not
my.
gonna say it.
Running back Antonio Brown and defensive lineman Gavin
Ontario.
Meyer.
Is it in Ontario?
Oh, it's in Ontario. Yeah, Ontario Brown. Sorry. Yeah. So that's there's a lot of signings there. Lots of people.
A lot of
that we're
guys
gonna-
back, which is really cool.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. Now they also made a trade. And
Huge.
good friend of the podcast.
Yeah.
You know, great game, lousy business when it comes to that. Linebacker Niles Morgan, along with the 23rd overall pick and the 41st overall pick in the 2026 draft, going to Ottawa for the 21st overall and 35th overall 26 picks. So, we improve position in a couple of spots. Niles finds a new spot, but I think with that was kind of clear at the end of the season when we saw the play of Joel DeBlanco and Brock Mogensen and of course Nick Anderson coming back.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
any thoughts on that one?
Not surprised.
Not surprised. Okay. All right. Yeah.
There is only
We
so
knew
much.
we weren't keeping them
like
all.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
We
have
can't poke
really
him on
just two linebacker spots, right? And with two linebacker spots and four solid starting quality linebackers,
Yeah.
something had to give.
Yeah, very true. So, Niles, thank you for all of your attention with us and being on the show and being a friend, and all the best in Ottawa, except when you
Yeah.
play us. That's
Yeah.
Great dude. Great dude.
Absolutely. Yep.
There was another signing this morning.
I missed
We had
that
a wide
one. Okay.
receiver, Keyshawn Johnson.
Did we sign
Really?
Keyshawn Johnson? Really?
Sure did.
Is that's the guy who was in Saskatchewan last year, right?
I think so.
Or is it a different Keyshawn Johnson?
Yeah.
It's entirely
I hear
possible.
there's lots of them. Yeah.
Keyshawn
Is
with
it
a Q.
Keesean?
Nope.
Or
It's
something?
Kisean, so it's a different one.
Oh, it's a different one. Okay, interesting. There's a lot of Keyshawn Johnsons coming around.
He was
Wow.
with, I think, the Green Bay Packers a couple of weeks ago.
Oh, all right. Well, doesn't
Daniel,
really have to
look good
change
in the
colors.
colors.
That's right.
Right?
Exactly. Yep. All
Green
right.
and gold till we're dead and cold.
I love it. Yeah. Okay. So, Mike, are you ready for
Oh.
the premiere episode
Huh.
of?
Yeah, I think I can manage.
You think you can manage?
I think so.
Here we go.
It's time for More Than Tell.
All right, there he is. Love the hat as always.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's been a few months. It's been a minute.
Has been. There's a few things.
There has been a few things, and I instead of just dumping it all into one episode, I think we'll stretch them out over the next off season. So I'll start with some of the few key ones that I picked up lately. They're all kind of key, but these are the first ones I could grab. This one, a very special one. I got it for Christmas from my much better half. Is this?
Oh, yeah.
This is original painting. This is not a print. It is a painting by Conrad Plews,
Cool.
Nice.
you don't know, is the man who designed that logo.
Gorgeous.
He's got
Amazing.
a tattoo shop in town. She happened to go down and asked if he would paint something. And so having something from the guy that designed the logo is very special.
Mhm.
So yeah, they just got to find a spot to hang that up. This one came in fairly recently, and it was rescued from Calgary, brought back to where it belonged. I got this lovely piece, a number 7 jersey. It is a game-worn jersey, and for those that don't recognize the number,
Oh,
Jim
baby.
Sandusky.
yep. And this has the patch on it from the 1995 playoffs.
Yeah.
Mm.
Nice.
The only year Edmonton did not play in the West. That year we were in the North
Oh,
division.
right.
So we
Right,
wore
yeah.
this in the North semifinal and North final.
Nice.
And the last one, ironically also from Calgary, repatriated and brought back home. And I did kind of show this a little earlier. This one I still can't quite believe managed to come home. Let's show it off here. It's the letter G, brought to you by Sesame Street. This at Clark Stadium, they used to have these. You can see there's a spike at the bottom what he put in the grass to measure the yard lines. And this was one of the goal line. There would have been 4 of them.
Wow.
From 1949 and 1950. This was written on the back. You can see a whole bunch of handwriting on there. And in the corner, right over here, it says, obtained on November 4th, 1950, Edmonton 17, Winnipeg 16. That would have been probably the West final. It was a 3-game total point series back then. And we won the first game at home and then lost the last 2 to Winnipeg. Came back and defeated them 2 years later. But yeah, a piece of the original 1949 team and Clark Stadium is now here. So pretty thrilled to actually get that.
No kidding. That's
Don't know where it's
crazy.
going to go, but maybe I'll get the rest of them one day.
You can. I think you should just hold that up for the rest
Just
of the
walk around. Exactly.
just walk around. I'm the goal line. This is how this works. Yeah, that's
Great
right,
Halloween costume.
Yeah, wouldn't it be great? I just wear it around my chest. G-Man.
And people just keep trying to run over you because you're the goal line. Yeah,
exactly.
Great. Yeah.
Mike's
Yeah,
like, I'm living my purpose. Oh.
Exactly.
I'm living my dream. Goal line. That's right. Yeah, I love.
So a
this.
few more things to come. I've got a few more stacked over there, but yeah, for now I think those are some of the highlights of the last 2 months.
Super cool.
Outstanding. Really, really good finds and great ones to have there. So, all right, Linda, it's your turn. Are you all set?
Sure.
Oh, it's our favorite beer episode. Here we go. First down, this beer.
Every time.
Still laughing about it. By the way, Tyler and I were talking about a few tweaks to that intro. So I'm sure that this one will still play, but there may be different ones as the season goes on. We'll see how it goes. Just for
Fair enough.
Keeping the mystery alive.
That's right.
All right. Well, I know we're running a long show, so I'm going to try to edit as I go. But a little bit more on free agency. And so according to the CFL.ca website, they say every year free agency delivers at least one move that makes the fan base cringe. They say that one signing sparks another. Rivals react in kind, and then suddenly depth charts across the league look very different from the ones that fans have grown accustomed to and learned to love. This is also true of the craft beer industry. So just when you think you've figured out what a beer should be or what it should taste like, someone mixes it up. So I want to let you know that we are in the midst of the 4th annual Weird Beer Festival in the Edmonton area.
Okay.
And this festival celebrates weird, experimental, and bizarre beers brewed in our sort of postal code area. And it's a chance for brewers in Edmonton to step outside of the norm and also draw people into their tap rooms for something a little different after Christmas when they think they shouldn't be doing it. And they use unusual ingredients, and they pick a theme. And the 2026 theme has been monster movies. So 19 breweries participated this year, one more than the number of free agents on the Elks roster. I'm in possession of 9 of the 19. Sadly, I mean the beers, not the players. Sometimes life just isn't fair. Anyway, I pulled a few to show you. And I think I know what you'd want me to have, but the ones I pulled today are the Deadly Mantis Chapulin Cerveza. That's from Manual Labor. From Leduc, Putting on the Ritz Frankenstein Wing Spice IPA.
Whoa.
From Analog, I believe. Creature from the Baklava Lagoon, which is a baklava ale. And from Bent Stick, 24 Carotene, which involved 150 pounds of peeled carrots and a bunch of turmeric. There are a shocking number of ice cream and yogurt beers this year. There's a mango lassi beer. And there's just all kinds of things. So the first one I'm probably only going to open 1 or 2, but the Deadly Mantis Chapulin Cerveza from Manual Labor in Sherwood Park. This is a 4.5% easy drinking lager with roasted crunchy crickets floating on the foam.
What?
I know you would want me to drink it, so I'm going to give it a go.
Take one for the team.
Is floating crunchies?
Yep. So one reviewer said, maybe that's just in the tap room, but one reviewer said, they're as delicious as sunflower seeds, even if they look like goose poop. So let's give the cricket lager. I got no crunch.
Okay.
But that absolutely is a totally doable, easy drinking lager.
Really? I would not have expected that. Okay.
Yeah. And so I'll try another one. I'll try that Wing Spice IPA from Leduc Brewery.
Okay.
This is a 7%er, and it's made with Roker Hog Wild Pork Rub. So I'm thinking this might be a tailgate match. You just never know.
Yes.
So, yes, fairly interesting.
Love it, Cam.
Yeah.
Putting on the Ritz, that's all.
Putting on the Ritz Wing Spice IPA. Oh. It's quite piggy. It's
quite piggy.
That'll do, Peg. That'll do.
and a little bit pickle, like it as well. There's like I won't say
Brine.
it's dill, but like the brine of a pickle, a bit
Nice.
vinegary, but it's definitely meatish.
I've been called that before. It's fine.
So, I won't go on to do the other ones, but just suffice to say, there's 19 to pick from. The festival's on just a few more days till February 1st. It runs the same It'll end as the tampering window opens on free agency.
Perfect timing.
So if you have a chance to get out, I know Raven Dog. No, one of the ones in Spruce Grove is in it. There's one in Sherwood Park. There's one in Leduc, and a bunch in Edmonton, and one in St. Albert. So get yourself to a tap room and try something dramatic.
If
I
you
know
insist.
I gotta go to Ravenwolf.
Commissioner, like she had to twist your rubber arm, or how
Yeah.
does that work?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right then.
So
Oh,
I'll leave
my.
it there, but have some fun.
Yeah.
Those look very interesting. Very
Yeah.
all right.
Interesting
Well,
the way my former mother-in-law described my cooking. I know what interesting means.
Who doesn't want a little piggy beer?
right? Yeah, it is very piggy. I've never heard a beer called piggy before.
I've
until tonight.
never said it before either.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's.
And I had a barbecue rib beer last year at the festival,
Right, okay.
and it
and
wasn't as
Love
piggy
it.
as
As piggy as that. Okay. Nothing like a
Piggy.
little ham in your beer. Okay. So let's talk about free agency 2026. Oh my, right? We have locked up a lot of people, as we talked about. We talked about the Ed Hervey tampering window opening on February 1st, and free agency opens on February 20th. It's
damn.
10th. Let's go with that. Just so happens to be our next show as well on February the 10th.
Perfect timing.
Lovely. Yeah. So join us on that night. The Elks have some big names still on their list that we are still watching for. Jake Resna, Stephen Dunbar Jr., Kobe Williams. I think those are all big names that we want to see back for sure. Some other names on the list, Michael Broderick, who was our second overall pick, wasn't he, at one point?
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yep. Devondrick Bynum, who is, of course, very good on the corner 2 years ago, but it's recovering from a big injury.
And the play of a certain
another JJ. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Curly Gittins Jr. Is on that free agency list. Tanner Green, probably is he not the longest serving?
Is.
Yeah.
He's
Edmonton player.
Yeah, I mean, Beard was here first, but he left. So
right. So Tanner's been here the longest. Jonathan Kongbo, Gregor McKellar, Tyson Middlemost, Jacob Plamondon, who has been a massive in the community too. Josiah Shackle and Arkell Smith.
Yeah, Josiah Shackle retired.
Oh, I missed that part. Okay.
He filed his retirement papers.
Okay. All right then. Well, that takes one off the list.
2 weeks ago. Yeah.
When did I swear I looked at the free agency list as I wrote this and it didn't say anything on there.
Yeah, it's on the transaction. If you go to the CFL transactions page, it's on there.
Okay. Okay. Well, then those are the ones that are there. So, Commissioner, starting with you, anyone that jumps out that you're like, yes, we need to get this person signed right away?
Kobe Williams. Definitely one for me. I really like Jonathan Kongbo. I think he really found his position with us, and I'd like to see him back. Definitely a veteran receiver. Now, whether that's Steven or Curly, I like both guys. It's really hard. Like, you kind of start getting attached to these guys, and you can just bring them all back. Can we do that? But I really too like Arkell Smith, and I would like to see him back as well. Those are kind of the standouts for me. Obviously, you want to see someone like Tanner Green come back just because of who he is, and he is a Mr. Reliable on the team. So yeah, it's hard. I hate this time. Like, it's so exciting and fun, but I also hate this time of year because it's when guys leave and guys that you really like in particular leave, and it sucks, but name of the game. But yeah, I would have to say, like, for me, if I had to pick a top one, I would say Kobe Williams. Mm-hmm. Oh, but that's hard. I still want Jonathan Kongbo. I still want some of these receivers. I don't know. It's too hard.
Fair enough. What about you, Linda?
Yeah, I am Kongbo as well.
Okay.
And I've been going back and forth on the Curly Yittens, Stephen Dunbar Jr. thing. Like, it would have been Curly all the way, but then I had the opportunity to spend a bit of time with Dunbar Jr. at the women's event, and it was like, oh,
Right?
now I want that. And I mean, Jake, yes.
Yeah.
As you say, it's the worst time of the year, so we might as well drink weird beer.
Yeah.
It's going to be cats living with dogs, and I'm prepared to be disappointed. Plamondon, stays on my radar, but what am I prepared to lose or give up? I don't know.
Right? That's why we drink at
I
this time.
feel like garbage even talking about it.
It's fair. That's fair.
Yeah,
That's
all
right.
right. Maybe.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Have a little more pig in that
Numb
glass.
those
That's
feelings.
Perfect. Yeah, exactly.
I'm going for the crickets this
Oh,
time.
you're going for the crickets. Oh, great. Okay.
Nothing pairs better than pig and crickets.
Okay. Superfan, what
Who
about
knows?
your picks in that list?
Yeah, I think Kobe Williams is still one of the top ones for me. That defensive secondary really rounded out to form the second half of the year, and he was a big part of it. His name didn't get called as much, but to me, that's because they weren't throwing his way, which is a great thing in a defensive back. Yeah, you could say so many things about so many of these guys. I really liked Bynum, not last year, but the year before when he was playing. Being injured for the majority of the year really hurt him, but it allowed someone like a JJ Ross to come out. We had 3 rookies in that front 6, or the back 6, I should say. And they just really seemed to work together and gel in that second half. So love to see them. Obviously, Jake Seresna, another guy that has been doing a lot in the community, as well as the experience and wisdom he brings to that defensive line, sort of settling them all together. I mean, it's going to be very tough to when he's not here, and I'm just hoping that's not 2026. And then lastly, just they talked about Tanner Green and Jacob Lamond, and Linda mentioned them both for just what they bring to this city. How many times have I been somewhere and seen the two of them giving time back to minor football, to schools, they were both at our event last year.
Yeah, I was just going to say that.
Their time and talk to everybody there, and it's just they really get what it means to be a member of this team. And those are the kind of people you want in the locker room for that culture. And hopefully we'll see one or maybe both of them back.
Yeah, for sure. I agree on all fronts. Did anybody else get a chance to look at the rest of the free agent list and have any targets that they? Okay, all right, Superfan. What? Give me your targets, because I have some listed out because I went through it and I'm like, yeah, this would be one, and this is where I could see the connection. But you go first.
I think that having a really strong, scary receiver is something we do not have. We had it the last several years. Gino Lewis obviously was here the last years, and he was just one of those guys that defenses always had to account for. I loved Stephen Dunbar Jr., but he's been injured both times he played here, which makes it very tough. Austin Mack was just released by the Montreal Alouettes, and while he was certainly maybe a little bit of a 41 from his NHL journey, he is still a dangerous guy, and being released right before his bonus, I bet he'd be super hungry, and he would be an asset to any receiving core, but especially the one in the green and gold. So that's number 1 on my list.
I just want to sing that song. Return of the Mac. Return of...
You can.
I'm just saying. If you came over here, just every time.
It means that we would get him on the show, and we just have to play that, right?
Right.
I'm sure he's never heard it before.
Never.
It's great.
Well, it's better than this.
A little bit.
We never did get Mike Jones.
Yeah, no, we didn't. That's true. Yeah, Mike Jones. All right. That's a good pick. Linda, did you look over for any targets or did you?
I did not look deeply, but I would always have a look at Kyle Saxley.
That's fair.
Loved him.
Yeah, I loved him here. Yeah, so I would agree with that. What about you, Kamish?
So I took all your names because I was like, oh, look at all those ones.
Yeah.
And I went into Chat GPT to do like a cross reference and summary. And I closed the tab and I lost it all.
Oh no.
Oh,
Oh no.
So
It's okay. It's still watching you.
right. Well, usually, okay, sorry, it was Copilot, not Chat GPT. Usually
That's
you can
much
go
better.
back and it like pops back. No, it was gone. I was like, I'm quite angry at myself for shutting down my teams before saving that. And yeah, so long story short, I did, and now I don't remember anything it said, and I'm miserable about it because I put in work. There was one name that stuck out, and I can't remember. If you said them all, I'd be like, oh yeah.
Okay,
that guy.
I'll say them and then
Please.
you can stop
Because
when
I also closed my script. So
Oh, okay, perfect. Okay. So Dijon Allen out of BC, 31-year-old offensive lineman, one offensive lineman of the year before, still a free agent. Is that something we want to look into? I did have Kyle Saxelid on my list. Jalen Hutchings is also going to be a free agent in Calgary. And if for some reason we aren't able to secure Jake, then that might be one we wanted to look at. Mike, you talked about a receiver. I got a few receivers in a row here. Sean Bain Jr. out of Saskatchewan. Saskatchewan is becoming a very heavy receiver room with some really, really good guys in there. So is that a guy that can pop free and might be available? I also put Mitchell Picton on that list just because I know how much Hervey is looking for having Canadians to try and get that extra draft pick. So maybe that's somewhere in there. I added in Shamar Bridges because, of course, Ed Hervey knows him from Hamilton. And he's coming off a little bit of a down year in comparison to his rookie year, but I do feel like he could definitely add something to there. I probably will never happen, but I did put Coulter Wood-Manzi on there too because he is also from Hamilton, and so Ed would know him a little bit. I also put Teodric Hansen on there as a global that might spark some special teams love from our head coach. So I just was wondering if that might be one that popped up. So now that I've said them all, was there one that do you remember the name that you wanted, Kate?
I think you missed one.
Yeah, I think you missed two.
Oh, I skipped over Tim White.
Speaking of Hamilton.
Yeah, I thought
so here's the thing. I'll tell you why I skipped over Tim White. If I had a choice between Tim White and Austin Mack, I would go for Austin Mack. Right. That's why I jumped over it. So
I think, I can't remember now. I know Sean Bain was definitely, because I've liked him from the Riders. I really enjoyed watching him, and he did murder for my fantasy 2 years ago. Like he was awesome. But yeah, I mean, I don't really know. I don't know. Well, Austin would have played with Cody, or was that too far back?
Nope, they did play together. They won the Grey Cup together. Yeah.
Wow, Austin Mack has been in the league that long?
It was only 2 years ago.
Oh, right. Yeah. Sorry. Time is elusive.
Right? And so
no,
or 3 years ago. 3 years ago, because
I was like, no, hang on.
Cody came back and played another year and then got injured and then came to us as
Okay.
Sorry. I was getting corrected there that Hutchings signed with the Vikings. So I didn't see that part. So I guess that takes that one off the list. All right.
Interesting.
Yeah, so lots of fun times to come. I think Ed went on kind of his big,
Oh, Justin.
tampering fun and games last year. I don't know about, I mean, maybe last week too. How do we don't know. But last year for sure. I don't know if there'll be as many of that this year, but we'll see. I think there'll be at least one or two splashes, and then we'll see from there.
I'm sorry, Justin Hardy?
He re-signed, did he not?
He got released, didn't he? Says he was.
I'd rather have Dedmon.
Sorry, he was added. Yeah, he was added. Sorry,
He was added.
Devontae
Yeah,
Dedmon was released.
yeah, Dedmon was released. Yeah.
Deontay
Michael,
Knight is
making
a-
my hopes up.
Yeah, but Dedmon was released to go to the NFL, wasn't he?
Oh, okay. Maybe. Yeah. I don't know. Is he still injured? Like the poor guy, he keeps getting injured all the time. So
It's like Dunbar.
yeah, exactly. All right, Mike, do we have a couple of fan questions that we can put in there before we wrap up for the evening? We're,
Long.
an hour and 42 in.
bet.
Holy, it's a supersized premiere.
It is.
Everyone
A few
listening
things.
is like, okay, can you guys shut
Li-
up already? Okay, yeah.
Linda, one of Linda's favorite questions was, "What was your first concert?" So a lot of the people in the chat put in their first concerts.
Which is
Leanne
awesome.
said her first. Yep, absolutely. Leanne's first concert was Roger Whittaker, not by choice.
Who?
Wow.
Roger Whittaker.
Who?
I love him.
He was a
Sorry.
folky. He was a famous whistler.
Oh.
There we go. Our friend Brian Warishan, his first was Supertramp. Solid choice.
That's solid. Yeah.
Our good friend Tim Capper, his was Bare Naked Ladies, although he did say it should have been Huey Lewis in the News of the Forum, but they canceled.
Oh, wow. That would have been a good show. too.
Leanne's first concert with her parents not there was Def Leppard.
Nice.
Was that the one with
Oh.
Tesla back in the 80s in the round? That was a
probably.
great show. And our good friend Jerry, also on the island, killer. Mine was Richie Blackmore's Rainbow, which that would be pretty amazing.
I don't even know who
That
that
is
is.
niche.
Richie Blackmore was a guitar player for Deep Purple.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he left and formed his own band called Rainbow. Ronnie James Dio was the original singer. Then he had Graham Bonnet and Jolyn Turner and a few other singers. And you might know some of the songs if you heard them for sure.
Oh yeah, no, I know it just as Rainbow, but I don't know it as Richie Blackmore's Rainbow. Okay,
Yeah.
I got that. What, Commissioner? What was your first concert?
Yes.
You want to know how much of like a Christian upbringing I had?
Awesome.
Yes.
Amy Grant, damn it.
Oh, baby.
That
That's
makes
right.
sense.
It was a good
Wow.
concert, actually. I was quite young.
She was huge.
I
Yeah,
remember,
yeah.
I still remember her singing hats and all the hats she brought onto stage, and she would like put them on. And yeah, it was a great. I was
Wow.
quite definitely under 5. I can't remember how old, but yeah.
Nice.
That's cool. I've just recently cracked into a bunch of Debbie Gibson just for fun. So I mean, I get it. Like, you just get it. Sometimes you got to go back to those things. Mike, I'm sure I know what your first concert was, but
First one I ever went to was somewhat at the time unknown band named Cheap Trick, opening for another equally unknown band named Kiss. That was during K-Days. I had no idea who Cheap Trick was. I thought they were great, but I didn't care. I was 8 years old and I was there to see Kiss, and it did not disappoint.
Nice.
that's amazing. That's amazing.
Well,
Did you say-
Thin Lizzy Jailbreak opened for Queen, and I didn't know who they were at the time.
Oh.
I know now.
Wow, that's quite the holy man. I don't remember who opened for them, but my first concert was Dire Straits. And,
Nice.
Nobody. It was
In 85?
Yeah, that's the one. Yep. Mhm.
Yep.
Brothers
I was
in
there
Arms
too.
tour. My first experience with a concert, my first experience with a smell that is very common to all of us now, and
Skunks.
but that silver guitar, let me tell you, when he brought that out, you just
Oh,
get sucked
the
in.
National.
Yeah,
Okay,
still Still love the Sultans of Swing. Still one of my all-time favorite songs. So
Okay, when you say nobody, is that a band or is you're saying like nobody opened for them?
No, nobody opened for them. There was
nobody
no-
opened
Okay.
for them. Yeah.
I can make sure.
Yes, the band Nobody opened for them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was
I give me my
my
band
first
name.
time sitting on the floor was Dire Straits in '85.
Oh, is that right? Oh, wow, that's cool. We were both there, Mike. It was very good.
It's true.
All right.
I was not at Queen and Thin Lizzy. A couple of questions here.
Were you at Amy Grant? Wait, did you go to Amy
I was
Grant?
not.
Oh, no.
Jubilee.
Oh, the Jube. So Hugo posted, just found out that the Elks are playing their preseason game against BC in Victoria/Langford. Absolutely. Are doing the Touchdown Pacific again this year. And Edmonton's playing in it. I'd love to be able to go, but that's in what, May 29th is that one?
Something like that.
Yeah.
Mm.
So that would be pretty
Now
awesome.
Now that's interesting timing because I may be out that way right around then.
There you go. And our good friend Ken says regular season also in Kelowna. So we've got 2 games
Yeah.
again. We'll play possibly 3 times in. We're playing 3 times in BC or just twice? 3 times. Or no,
3
no,
times.
just-
Oh no, twice. Yeah. So
yeah.
well, one preseason and one regular season.
So we're playing twice against BC in BC and another in Vancouver. That's cool.
Okay.
That doesn't happen
Okay.
often.
Do we know when the Kelowna game is?
July 4th.
Is it in June?
Yeah.
Oh, July 4th.
July.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Yeah, so that should be exciting. Speaking of, our good friend Brian is saying, would like to know how the process has been with the Lions and planning for TD Kelowna.
So I'm guessing that was probably a question
Morris.
for Chris. Yeah.
May 23rd is the BC game. 29th is the home game.
Okay. May 23rd is okay. Yeah, I think I'd be interested to ask Chris that too. Sorry that we missed that, Brian. Because
Yeah.
that would have been a great question. Also, welcome back to the airwaves, Podfather.
Yeah.
It's nice to have the Lions Den back and chatting out. So that's outstanding. Yeah, that planning for TD Kelowna should be rather interesting to see how they're going to play that out. But what I will do is the next time I catch up or see Chris, I will ask him that because I'm curious what that's like. Yes. Or maybe I'll be
Absolutely.
able to send him an email and follow-up question that we didn't get.
There you go.
Like,
A couple more here. Chris did get in the wire his first show, another one I went to. 1990, Kim Mitchell with the opening act, The Pursuit of Happiness.
wow, what a great
That was
show.
at the
So
that
sweet.
was at the Agricom. Yeah.
Yeah.
One thing I remember from that show is Mo Berg getting mad at the rest of the band because he asked them to, just bring it down a little bit, and they just stopped playing. And he's like, "You have 2 volumes, loud and off."
Wow.
I'm like, wow. All right.
I want that. I need that first album actually.
Love Junk is so good.
I need that. Yeah, I need that one on vinyl.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I think I've got it
that's,
on vinyl.
This podcast going off the rails quickly. Okay, yes. What else?
Tim says, so what if the turf isn't installed in time for the Elks home opener? Confident it will be. Yeah, we actually managed to speak with Dwayne. He seems very confident it will be. I think they might do one of those things where they sort of roll it up, get it all ready to be installed, pre-install it, roll it all up, and when it's finished, just roll it back out again and basically tack it down. So they seem very confident. It's a couple of weeks, so I think it should be good to go. Last line, we haven't really talked about it. This is from John Hayden on Facebook. What are your guys' thoughts on Trey Ford? What do you think will happen?
Oh, we
No
don't have
clue.
enough time.
He does.
That's
He does have
long
a
answer.
bonus due on the 1st, does he not? A significant bonus.
He does. He does have a significant bonus due on the 1st. So we will know this weekend. The last thing that we heard was that was that Ed was going to talk to him, and I'm assuming that they were
Has
going to
been,
talk about a restructure, right?
Right.
Which would then, change what that bonus is. But that is, my feeling is that I don't know that they'll be able to come to a deal, but we're going to have to find something because we're going to need to have a backup quarterback of some kind.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But my general feeling, just based on the conversations and the garbage day interviews, is that it's going to be pretty hard to find a deal there. I think.
Yeah.
That works for both sides.
The avocado troll in the back that's hiding in Linda's apartment says, I think Ford's best fit remains in Edmonton. He has his house here, his brother here, a year in the offense, and a quarterback in front of him that was 50-50 to retire this year. So it's about as clear a path to an open QB1 job as there is.
That's fair.
I don't disagree. I just don't think it's going to happen.
Yeah, but he's not going to start anywhere. And
Mm-hmm.
so do you go somewhere maybe as the backup? I mean, there's a lot of established backups at other places in the league too. So
yeah, I mean, it could be that. The thing is that what is he like in the intangibles that we don't know, right? And that's going to be totally a Mark Killam and a Ed Hervey conversation. And
Sure.
where does that land? Yes, we do need a backup quarterback, don't get me wrong. There's a few available, or that will become available, I guess. But yeah, so I think it's going to come down to those intangibles that we won't know about, and that will make the decision on what we see happen before February 1st.
Yeah, Tim figures he's going to Montreal. I'm like, why? You've got MBT. You're good.
Wow, Kayla's like, I'm not even gonna say anything.
I mean,
that.
I still like them.
There you go. Tim also said for Kayla, the flight deck crew thinking of coming out for the Elks opener versus Montreal. That's week 3, isn't it?
Thinking or doing?
Good call, Kayla. Right.
Actually, there's no thinking. There's just doing.
Yeah. Week 3. That's our home opener.
Okay, so might as well come on out. I mean, if you tell us you're coming now, that gives Mike even more opportunity to plan for the proper tailgate.
That's true.
Food, yes.
Look out, big old French beers.
There we go.
You mean the ones
9% everything.
More Modits, more Fancy Monde, all the goods.
How many of those piggy beers are we hanging on for when the flight deck
cricket beer?
Yeah, okay, 0. Okay, all right then. Just checking. All right. Well, thank you so much for everyone who was able to contribute into the show tonight.
Sticking around for 2 hours.
Everybody's I know, sticking around. I really, really appreciate it. And like I said, quite the episode, but we got through everything. And Tim, hopefully you guys are coming. You guys should come out. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Get Brian to come out maybe too. Come on.
Yeah.
Get everybody out here. Come on.
Do the roundup.
Everybody wants to come hang at our tailgate. Let's go.
Right.
Come on.
There we go.
Come on. You heard Chris. Come on out. Come on out.
Come on out.
That's what we we should just say that every show. Come on out. Come on out. Hashtag come on out.
Just get the Price is Right thing. Come on down.
I want you to say it just like that every show.
Just like,
yeah. Come on down.
The podcast's Johnny Olson.
Yeah, perfect. I love how this works. Yeah. Just call somebody out right in the chat every week and just call their name and just say, come on down here next on the.
Should have introduced Chris Morris that way.
That would have been amazing. Yeah. Next time. All right. Well, let's get to some plugs and kind of wrap things up, because we have been going a while. Before I forget, make sure that you follow our good friends at Pay It Forward with Football. They continue to do great things to spread kindness, and that's what we need in this world more than ever, I would think. So join them and help them in all the things that they do, because they're wonderful people. Where do we find everybody? We'll start with you, Commissioner. Where does people find you to
On
chat?
the terrible platform that is Twitter at Duchess Lombardi.
You're not wrong. You're
Ugh.
not wrong at all. Yeah, I know. Superfan.
At all platforms, great and small, at 56 Barkies, and the Edmonton Football History account at EDMHISTOREE.
Wonderful. And Linda.
On Instagram at TrueBrew42.
Fantastic. And you can find me at Freepalicious.
In the living room.
There in the living room. That's right. Paul will be in the living room. That's good to know. Yeah. You can follow the podcast at the Turf District on all the different social channels, including Blue Sky, which I'm trying to be a little more active on when I can be. So join us out there. And you can join or you can follow me at Freepalicious if you like. We'll be getting back into some more 3 down stuff here before too terribly long.
Yes.
Check out the store to help support the show, zazzle.ca/store/turf_district_shop. At least for now. I may be changing that, but it is there, and we will have some new designs going up here before too terribly long. So join in there, grab your Turf District merch. And before I forget, again, just mark it in your calendar. March 7th, it's the CFL Family Summit. We're just waiting to confirm location and time. Should be kind of mid to late afternoon. We will let you know as soon as we've got that set in stone, and look forward to getting all of our CFL family together and raising a little money for CFL fans fight cancer. So excited to have that. Excited that we are back for season 12. Thank you everybody for joining us in the off season here. We will be going every 2 weeks until such time as we hit training camp, where we'll be back to our regular weekly shenanigans. So we will see you on February the 10th. And otherwise, remember, you can't catch footballs with your face, and we will absolutely talk to you in 2 weeks.